Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills 32-29, and the Kansas City Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl for the third straight season, and Patrick Mahomes will now be headed to what will be his fifth Super Bowl. Am I correct? He's won three, and he's lost one, and now he's going to another. So his fifth Super Bowl, and another AFC championship win for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I mean, yeah. I'm not happy about this. Obviously, I mean, look, I really don't want to hear it's because the Chiefs are winners every year and it's because I'm tired to see the Chiefs win. And it's really not that. Because I'd actually probably support and root for the Chiefs if they were just a normal winning team. Like, if they were just a team having success, if this was a fair called game and that's how every game was like for them, 15-2 going into the Super Bowl, I don't see any other way I couldn't root for the Chiefs, right? But that's not the case. I don't care if they win every year. I'd probably root for them every year if my own team was eliminated and they were just a normal winning team, but that's not the case. We can go back and look at what happened last week against the Texans. The unfair calls that happened there. Sometimes we see calls that are missed and you're like, that's kind of a 50-50 call. I mean, referees aren't perfect and they make mistakes, but when there is 3-4 more calls that, like, these are obviously not right calls, it's just the point where it's annoying, and that there were so many calls in this game tonight. I'm going to list them all. I mean, there was a fourth down, the fourth down Josh Allen play. That's like really one of the only 50-50 calls I think in this game. That one I actually could understand why that went the Chiefs' way, but then it's the other calls, like them reviewing, them ruling that a catch for Xavier Worthy or in the earlier part of this game is mind blowing to me. The ball clearly hit the ground. Here it was clearly an incomplete pass, and look, I don't want to hear it was a holding on that play. Yes, I know it was a holding on that play. It was gonna be a first down for the Chiefs regardless. Yes, I do know that. But let's also be honest to the point that catch got them inside the 5-yard line and got them an easy touchdown drive. Finish off an easy touchdown drive for them, while the penalty I think would have only put them at like the 20-yard line. So, look, most likely maybe the Chiefs probably still score a touchdown, but I know for a fact the Bills' defense has a way better chance of stopping the Chiefs' offense at the 20-yard line than they do inside the 5. Do they stop them? I don't know, probably not. But even though that it's still way easier for a defense to get a stop at the 20 compared to the 3. And that wasn't it. There were a couple of hits on Josh Allen that frustrated me. I thought last week, a big thing that we saw was Patrick Mahomes getting flagged on a bunch of hits that were called, and we didn't see a lot of that. We didn't see a lot of that with Patrick Mahomes. Not a lot of big problem in the divisional round was, every time he got hit, there'd be a flag. That wasn't really a problem tonight, but I felt like Josh Allen was getting hit just as bad as Mahomes was last week against the Texans, if not more. There were a couple plays. It was their second drive on a 1st and 10 that Josh Allen threw it deep. I mean, he's rolling out, gets hit out of bounds. Josh Allen doesn't even have the ball in his hands. Where's the flag? The Bills, because of that, are only able to get a field goal in that drive, and that could have been huge for the Bills right there, because that could have been the turning point, because I think you get a 15-yard penalty right there. Maybe the Bills cap off that drive with a touchdown and not a field goal. And there were other times I felt like in this game that Josh Allen got hit no flag called. And each time I wonder, is like, I think about some of the Mahomes hits last week, and it's like, these hits are way worse than what we've witnessed last week. And look, I'm not trying to make this whole thing about the referees, but the NFL, this has to stop. And I'm not even mad at the Chiefs, because a lot of people say the Chiefs need to be investigated. The Chiefs need to be that. They need to be this. No, they don't. They don't. This is not the Chiefs. This is not the Chiefs. The people say the Chiefs pay the refs. Mahomes pays the refs. Andy Reid is paying the refs again. That's not what this is. Just to me, I don't think the Chiefs have anything to do with this. I think this is an NFL thing. Why is there no investigation about what's going on with these referees? Why these referees favor the Chiefs so much? Why they make key calls for the Chiefs in crucial moments and flags that look absolutely bogus and other calls that look absolutely crazy? It's not because the Chiefs are paying the refs. It's because I just feel like this is all the NFL, to be honest. I'm not trying to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I just think if this is rigged, I mean, look, sure, there's a chance maybe these referees just suck absolute. I mean, I'm not going to try to get into cursing here, but maybe the refs just absolutely suck. Okay? Maybe that's one possibility. But, I mean, you can't suck that bad to make that many bad calls. Come on. So, if the refs are being paid, or the refs are rigging these games, I think there's more of a chance that it's because the NFL is telling them to do that than it's the Chiefs. Look, I really can't tell you guys if this is rigged or anything like that. I don't want to say it's 100% rigged, because I don't want to sound like an idiot. But if it is, I really believe it's the NFL's doing and not the Chiefs. I feel like if this was something the Chiefs would be doing, we'd already seen an investigation. I don't know. That's just the way I feel. And I really feel like at the end of the day, I feel like this is the NFL's doing. And I think a big reason has to do with Taylor Swift, to be honest. Look, I think before the Taylor Swift Chiefs stuff, before we saw Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce dating, we saw, we would see bad calls happen here and there for the Chiefs, but the favoritism to the Kansas City Chiefs like this didn't really happen until, Travis and Taylor started dating. And sure, look, there were some bad calls here and there. I remember that play with the Browns in the division round. Horrible play that they said was a fumble. It was really a touchdown. And there were some bad calls for the Chiefs in the Mahomes era from 2018 to 2022 when they were still winning. But I don't think it got really bad until last year. And why is this? I just, like, if you're the NFL, it's so hard because it's something that's not supposed to be rigged, but it's not like it can't be rigged. So there's more of a chance that it's not rigged than it being rigged, but it's definitely not impossible that the NFL could do something to make sure the Chiefs win. Like, obviously the players aren't doing anything to make sure this happens, but you're telling me the NFL who already pays the referees can't say, hey, you need to, make this call here. And the big thing is like if you're Swifties, right? Are you gonna watch the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl? Like, us as NFL fans, I'd love to see probably two of the top MVP candidates, Saquon Barkley and Josh Allen, go up against each other in the Super Bowl. Two great defenses, all that. I think the Chiefs and Eagles will be a great Super Bowl as well. You got Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. You got Kelce. You got Saquon. Two great defenses. Two great coaches. it's not like the Chiefs and Eagles are a bad matchup. I mean, the Chiefs Eagles is just as good as a matchup as the Bills and Eagles are. But there's an alternative with the Chiefs and Eagles. More viewership. There's so many Swifties, I think, that wouldn't even care about the game if it was the Bills and the Eagles. But the Chiefs and the Eagles, Taylor's going to be there. Travis is going to be there. There's more reason for Swifties to watch the game. The NFL is a business. The NFL cares about money. And viewership and ticket sales is what brings the NFL money. That's period. That's a fact. I think the NFL is a business and an entertainment. And they want to make money. And to be honest, the Chiefs, them being in the Super Bowl, makes them more money. Probably because the greatest quarterback in the NFL is in the game, but also you have probably the greatest entertainer in the world that has the biggest reach in the world and the most fans in the world at the game. And they will watch anything there, anywhere or anything she is latched onto. So I think the best quarterback in the league with the best entertainer in the world with fans that will eat it up sounds a lot better than the Bills. And that's why I really think the NFL, it's such a hard thing to talk about because people get upset, Chiefs fans mainly. But at the same time, let's not act like the Chiefs didn't play a good game today. Sure, there were calls that were frustrating, and sure, there were calls that could have changed this game around, right? I've talked about some of the calls, some of the hits on Allen, the sneak that I thought was a first down. Many others thought it was a first down. The worthy catch, some of the other terrible calls in this game. At the same time, let's not act like it wasn't all refs. Like, it's never all refs. Like, some people act like the referees go out and the Chiefs only win because of the referees. Sure, the referees help them out to some points, right? I think most of us can agree to that. At the same point, let's not act like the Chiefs, when not being helped by the refs, still play good football today. I don't know without the refs if the Chiefs win this game, but I know even without the refs, they still played a good game today. I'm not sure if they still win this game without the refs' help, but I still know they played good football, and they still made great plays even when they didn't need the refs to help. So, look, very well maybe even without the refs today, they win this game. Who knows? But it's still the point that these terrible calls are still happening, and it's very frustrating. And it's not to me, it's not because of they're a winning team. Like I said, this team could be like if this was a fair game, if all their games were fair games where the refs weren't brutally biased, I honestly would be rooting for the Chiefs. I really would. I'd be 100% rooting for the Chiefs all the way if it wasn't. The refs are the only reason why I am not rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, but yeah. Let's go to the stats of this game. I'm tired of talking about the refs. I'm tired of talking about, the what ifs. I mean, like I said, even though the refs helped them out on quite a few plays, the Chiefs still played a good football game. They still made good plays, and we're going to start off with one of those when getting into the scoring summary, and that was the first score of this game. That was a Kareem Hunt 12-yard touchdown run that made it 7-0. Then how about this? Tyler Bass makes a 53-yard field goal. I had to feel good for him after what happened last year. I know he got a lot of hate last year after some of the terrible kicking he had in Buffalo. I'm sure that felt great for him. And I saw a graphic that he's never missed from 50-plus in the postseason going into this game, and he didn't miss in this game either. So Bass has definitely had a great year and had a great postseason too. So I'm glad he had to have a good game. He got to have a good game today. So he started off with a 53-yard field goal. That was his only field goal of the day. James Cook had a 6-yard touchdown run, 10-7. He was great today. Xavier Worthy had an 11-yard reception touchdown from Patrick Mahomes. Like that's another play. Like Mahomes throws a great touchdown pass to Xavier Worthy. The refs have nothing to do with that. or we can go over the Patrick Mahomes touchdown runs. Like Mahomes scores a 1 yard touchdown run. I think that is the drive with the I do believe that is the drive with the terrible Xavier Worthy call. So and then Josh Allen throws a great pass to Matt Collins for a 34-yard connection. They go for two. It's 21-16. James Cook then goes and gives the Bills the lead with a 1 yard touchdown run. It's 22-21. Back-to-back 2-point conversions failed. And then Patrick Mahomes a 10-yard touchdown run. They get the 29-22. Like, really, I don't think there was really anything in this drive, just this drive, where there was really any bad calls. So the Chiefs went out, scored 8 points without the refs' help on this drive. So, and then Curtis Samuel had a 4-yard touchdown reception to tie the game from a pass from Josh Allen. 29-29, and then 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Harrison Butker with a 35-yard field goal gives the Chiefs the lead, 32-29. Again, there weren't really any bad calls in this drive. I mean, sure, the refs gave the Chiefs a face mask, or they flagged the Bills for a face mask, which as much as I've complained about the refs in this video and talked about how bad they were and how much they helped out the Chiefs. The face mask that was called in that one of those last drives for Kansas City, it was a face mask, if we're going to be honest. So that I actually think was a good call, calling a face mask there. Sure, it affected the game. Sure, it was a call that was crucial in that point. And maybe you want to let the guys play, but at that look, you can't put your hands on his face mask, and that's what happened. So there was a flag. That was really the only play on that drive, that field goal drive, that was really, you could look and say, oh, that was the ref's fault. And it actually wasn't their fault because they made the right call on the face mask. So it's my point of, sure, there were bad calls, but there were still a lot of drives where Kansas City was playing good football without the ref's help. But sure, there were some drives where they needed the help, I guess. But Josh Allen is we're gonna go over game leaders. Josh Allen threw 22 for 34, 237 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Mahomes 18 for 26, 245 passing yards and a touchdown. Rushing yards, James Cook was excellent, 13 carries, 85 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Chiefs' run defense has been really good this year. I think 85 rushing yards and 13 carries is actually really good. I know James Cook has been really good as of recent. Still a good, really, really good run defense that this Chiefs defense has. I think those are some impressive numbers by James Cook right there. Another guy who had a really good day, Kareem Hunt, 17 carries, 84 rushing yards. Mac Hollins, how about feetless guy? Does not wear shoes. Shoeless guy, does not wear shoes. 3 receptions for 73 receiving yards and a touchdown. Had that big 34-yard touchdown catch. Then Xavier Worthy had 6 receptions for 85 receiving yards and a touchdown. He was great today. Look, the only things I can find of the bright side of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl or being in the Super Bowl is that me as a Longhorns fan and a Houston Texans fan get to see Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins win. Like, as a Longhorns fan, I'd be happy for Xavier Worthy. As a Texans fan, I'd be happy for DeAndre Hopkins. I can't really find myself to be happy for the other 51 players, but if the Chiefs actually beat the Eagles, which I'm really hoping they don't, the only 2 reasons I'd actually be happy or not fully pissed off would be because of D-Hop and Xavier Worthy. I love seeing him play well. As much as I dislike the Chiefs, I will still always root for Xavier Worthy. Longhorns love is over. I'll put Texas Longhorns love over Kansas City Chiefs hate. Love for the Longhorns is stronger than hate for the Chiefs for me. And then the same thing with D-Hop. He's brought some great memories for me as a Texans fan. D-Hop wasn't very big tonight at all in this game. 1 reception, 11 receiving yards. I guess that's what happens when you get Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown more involved. That's less for Hopkins. Juju had 2 catches for 66 receiving yards. He had 2 really big getaway catches, 1 for 31, 1 for 29. Hollywood Brown had 3 receptions for 35 receiving yards. That was really it. For the Bills, outside of Mac Hollins, James Cook had 3 receptions for 49 receiving yards. Khalil Shakir had 6 receptions for 46 receiving yards. Amari Cooper had 4 receptions for 33 receiving yards. Fumbles. Josh Allen, this is crazy, I mean, he didn't lose, but he had 3 fumbles, recovered all 3 of the fumbles. The Bills had not lost a fumble since week 4. That did happen today, but they had 4 fumbles. Ray Davis had a fumble, recovered his own fumble, and Josh Allen had 3 fumbles and recovered all 3 of them. So the Bills' streak that has went from week 4 until the AFC Championship game is still alive. We'll see how long they can keep that alive. I mean, I think not to lose a fumble from week 4 to this point in the championship game, it's really impressive. Mahomes did lose a fumble today that was recovered by D lineman Ed Oliver. It was a really solid play that Ed Oliver made. And then defensive stats, Cole Bishop led the Bills in tackles with 10 tackles. For the Chiefs, Chamari Connor had 9 tackles. And Matt Milano had 9 tackles. He had 1 sack. Only 2 sacks for this Bills defense. I think that's a big problem. You got to get to Mahomes. That's something the Bills failed to do. I think one of the biggest things I said for this Bills defense was, stop Travis Kelce. And I thought they did a terrific job of doing that. Travis only got 4 targets, only 19 receiving yards. That's a hell of a way to defend Travis Kelce, who's one of the biggest playoff performers and just had 100+ receiving yards last week. Hell of a job by this Bills defense dealing with, number 87. But the other problem is you also have to pressure Mahomes, and only getting 2 sacks I think is unacceptable for this Bills defense. 1 sack for Matt Milano. The other went to Jordan Phillips. You got to get to Mahomes more. The Chiefs didn't have that much success getting to Allen either. They only got 2 sacks. Mike Dana got a sack, and then the other one went to Tershawn Wharton. Chris Jones said he was going to get to Josh Allen today. That did not happen. Chris Jones only had 1 tackle today. I'm not saying Chris Jones still is a big X factor because you got to double team him. That's probably a big reason why he wasn't very successful today, because I'm sure there was a bunch of double, maybe even triple teams on Chris Jones. But that's another game. That's another great game plan offensively is defensively keep the ball away from Travis Kelce, and offensively keep Chris Jones away from Josh Allen. I thought those 2 things the Bills did a great job with today, keeping Chris Jones away from Josh and keeping Travis Kelce away from the Bills defense and having success. But it's the other things that they had trouble with. It's like stopping Kareem Hunt or, stopping the Chiefs in the red zone. Those were terrible things that the Bills could not take care of today. And it's one of the biggest reasons why the Chiefs are headed to a 5th Super Bowl and the Bills are yet again losing to Patrick Mahomes. I hate to see it happen, but those are crucial mistakes you gotta fix. Sure, they did a great job, and I think 2 categories taking care of the 2 of the Chiefs' top players in Jones and Kelce, but it's not like those 2 guys are the only threats on this team. So let me know your thoughts on the AFC Championship game. I'm sure there are mixed feelings. I'm sure there are some that think this was rigged and they can't watch the NFL anymore, and I'm sure there are Chiefs fans that are tired of seeing people say the NFL is rigged and can't see through this, some of the bad calls that happen. Look, at the same time, I don't know if I can really blame Chiefs fans. If the refs were doing this with my team, I honestly don't know. I don't think I'd defend it, but I would probably just ignore it I'd probably just be normally okay with it. So who can we really blame Chiefs fans for being happy? Ask yourself, what if this was my team? Because I know if this was my team, I'd actually probably just be happy that my team won, even if the refs helped. I'd be maybe a little bit embarrassed, but that's it. So let me know your thoughts on the Chiefs winning 32-29 and headed to the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Let me know your Super Bowl predictions, your Super Bowl thoughts. Game will be played in 2 weeks. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.